Today on the channel, it's 1996 all over again, as today on the channel, we've got Angela from the Spawn Giant line. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another throwback review, as today we're taking a look at Angela from the Spawn McFarlane line, giant-sized Angela. But remember, for all your McFarlane toy needs, be it Spawn, DC, Mortal Kombat, etc., etc., hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. But Angela, a big favorite of the mid-90s, 95, 96, 97 era of Spawn, at least for young Kyle, who was reading comic books at the time, and Spawn was one of my main pickups every single month. Angela, the warrior princess, kind of like a cosmic type Wonder Woman. And a lot of you guys probably remember Angela from more current day, as there was some kind of lawsuit between Image or McFarlane or something along the way with Marvel. And whatever reason, however it worked out, Angela has been engulfed into the Marvel universe. Not sure what she's up to now, but she was part of the Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel Legends set. So she has been around, and I saw this at my local toy store for $20, and then it was like a 15% off sale, and I said, you know what, I'm getting a little itchy, I'm going to pick this one up. Hopefully, though, it doesn't break in the package, as some of these older McFarlanes have gotten a little bit brittle over the years, so it's been in the plastic prison for quite some time. We'll see where it goes from there, but we're going to do this on review like we do all the other reviews. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, and we'll see where it goes from there. And of course, we do have another Spawn giant figure from the Mortal Kombat line, what is this, Commando Spawn, fairly recent. We did unbox this on the channel, to mixed results. This was not my favorite thing. This is more akin to a statue than an action figure, and I know people were giving me grief in the video. Can you believe that? People giving me grief? What's that all about? What's all the fuss about out there? People saying, oh, that's how they were back in the day, and I said, I grew up back in the day. I had these. I had this line back in the day, and we're going to unbox one right now, as you guys know. But they said, oh, the old ones didn't have articulation either. No, the old ones were just giant-sized versions of the small one, and we're going to see that when we unbox this. Whoever it was giving me all that fuss, you better pay attention to this video. So there you go. Let's take a look at the packaging first. Big packaging. Just love Angela. Just quite the time. You guys remember the old Image days. Girls were getting a lot more scantily clad in the comic books. Then you had things like Gen 13 and Youngblood, and there was a lot of different offshoots of just the usual Marvel DC landscape. We had Dark Horse, we had Image, we had Malibu. There was so much going on in the mid-90s. Crazy time to think about it. But big window box. Spawn logo down in the corner. You see all the accessories. You got Angela's name up top. There was a lot of figures. There was Spawn, Violator, Medieval Spawn. I would not be opposed to going back and getting everything, the 4 figures in this line. I always thought these were pretty cool, but we'll see. We'll see how they look when we get them out of the package, see if there's any room for these in my collection going forward. They are the supersized figures, and on the side, supersized Angela from the best-selling comic book Spawn, of course. America's best-selling. Same thing on the other side. Nothing too fun there. A little how-to on the bottom. A little bit of instructions, UPCs, warnings, things like that. And then on the back, look at that. That's how it's done. You're promoting the line on the side, straight up and down. You can see some of the other giant-sized figures, but then you're getting down in the weeds. You're showing everything over there. That is the cross-sell of all cross-sells. No blurb here on Angela, which is a little unfortunate, but man, talk about McFarlane promoting all those sublines. And let me take a look at them. Let me read these off. Take a look at it here. You got Spawn Series 4. I love that it puts the release date, 1/96. And you got some Cygor, a favorite. You guys know I love a big monkey, gorilla, cybernetic. We're going to have a new Cygor here in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. She Spawn, same thing. Got her coming soon. The Max, that was my dad's favorite. My dad has the Max still to this day. Hopefully we get an updated Max. That would be pretty cool. It shows Series 5. You got Tremor 2, Wildstorm, Overkill 2, Nuclear Spawn. A lot of stuff bringing me back. Series 6, Sanskar, like the big kind of cobra. Very cool. The Freak was always awesome. Super Patriot, I have that in my closet of things to get to. I'm going to unbox that Super Patriot, as I'm going to put him with my Savage Dragon, another great comic at the time. Alien Spawn, Tiffany, Chameleon Spawn, so much going on. Then promoting Wetworks, that was a often, I don't know, not the best comic. I tried to get into it, wasn't for me. The toy line, though, I was buying all the toys. I wasn't turning those down. And then Total Chaos, which I believe were kind of just made up figures. They said, oh, these would be great to make, and it was kind of from the mind of McFarlane. Some interesting stuff in that line, but man, really 90s goodness is what this shows on the back of the package. Just some very, very interesting stuff, and it's kind of, you forget about that stuff, but man, they were everywhere. Toys R Us, KB Toys, you name it, you could find the Spawn figures, and then there was the madness of all the variants and the paint, and gosh, it was crazy times if we could only go back and knowing what we know now. But there it is, there's Angela. Let me get her out of the box, let me cut all the twist ties out, and we'll get down to the review. All right, half the battle is done. We've got Angela out of the package. Luckily, nothing was broken. Nothing fell apart, crumbled in my hands as I got her out, but we're going to dive in. I haven't dived into the figure yet, so let's start it off. First thing you notice, this cool crystal blue base. Nice stand. You guys know I'm a sucker for a stand. I think all figures should come with a stand, and McFarlane been giving us stands for a long time. No different here as we got a stand with this one, just like we got Commando Spawn in 2021. So very cool to get a stand. Of course, you got her big staff, a little bit bent, a little bit warped. I don't know if I can bend that slow bend, maybe heat it up, bend it back into place, but this is her big staff she uses, of course, and then it does, just like the original one, the small version, of course, it does fire. It does fire, so man, there's little kids could take their face off with this bad boy. This thing's got a big sharp edges to it, just like you want. Unsafe toys, but cool. Got the gold, silver, and purple colors. This is her primary weapon as far as my remembrance of the Angela character. Very, very cool. So I like that. Then she does have her big sword, and you can see that big wave in there. Got to heat this plastic up. That's what happens when things sit in different toy stores for 15, 20 years on the shelves. It's just the way it goes. But so far, so good on this one. Straight, I can work on that a little bit, but that is cool. And then you get Angela. It's like the figure it used to be. And of course, we've got... what do we got? We got cocaine all over Angela. Of course, we all know the 90s, mid-90s especially, cocaine was a heck of a drug in the Spawn universe. And it looks like it's just kind of glue given away after many years. Or it truly is cocaine, one or the other. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's a little interesting. Got a little bit of discoloring on the back thigh here. But Angela, very risque back in the day for action figures, especially boy action figures. You didn't see a lot of her type on the toy lines out there. Okay, I'm going to bend the elbow. Hopefully this does not break on me. Ooh. Oh, it broke. Oh, no, it didn't. Did it? No. No, it didn't. Whew. Yeah, it kind of popped out a little bit, and I popped it back in. The pin holds it. But I'm probably a fool. I should definitely heat the joints up on these things. You know me, I'm a crazy maniac. I like to open these things up live on camera, or as live as YouTube is. I don't like to, open it up and spend 2 days with it, playing with it. I want first impressions. That's the fun thing of toys. I'm a lot more excited when I get first impressions of something, where if I've had it a few days, it's like, oh yeah, I know about this. And then it's like, you guys all assume, or I just feel you guys assume you know what I know, which you wouldn't. So my best way of doing stuff is this way. But very interesting here. I should really heat this up, much like the NECA Ninja Turtles. I'm always tempting fate. I can't believe we haven't had any major malfunctions in those. But you got to go easy on joints, especially old figures, especially McFarlane, especially NECA figures. They just don't have that same durability as Hasbro Mattel figures. I don't know if it's because they're a smaller company or the reason, but that is the case. She just got her big holster on the back where she does hold her big sword, of course, so you can't slide that in. Always love to have everything on the figure. Nice loose belt. I don't like how loose it is, though. Well, I guess it's not supposed to be loose. It is pegged in on the side, but gosh, we're falling apart, folks. It does peg in, but man, it gets brittle. Some of these things just weren't made to last this long, of course. It does peg in the side. It fits in, it's okay, but man, it's a little brittle. This is more of a statue. Once again, just like this one, it is a statue in terms of, I don't think a lot of people played with these bigger figures. They played with the smaller versions, but you could play with these. They are the same thing, just higher, taller, bigger in size than the originals. But going back to the comment I got about this one, definitely not the same. You got elbows that move on both these knees, no waist or anything on this one, but you got head, elbows, shoulders, knees. You got articulation to this. This, you don't have a whole lot of articulation. You got arms that go up and down. That's about it. That's about all you get with that one. So truly not apples to apples. I'm going to put her on the stand here. But very vibrant colors on Angela. 90s were a colorful time. Let me tell you, I lived through it. They were a colorful time in comic books as well. I love the idea of a stand, though. You guys, I talked about it earlier. Just fabulous to get a stand. That way you don't have to worry about it falling over. But sometimes they don't want to stand in the stand, and that's what she's kind of fighting me a little bit. But there it is. Okay, now let's dive into Angela's appearance. Oh, she's a natural beauty. She's a firecracker. She's a redhead, or an orange head, I guess. She's got some extremely fashionable jewelry on here. Of course, she's got her Spawn earrings, which I think she was a Spawn hunter, if I remember correctly. She would, like, hunt Spawn. She was from heaven. I believe that's how the story went. Got her nice kind of crown horns. Very Wonder Woman inspired in some aspects. Got her shoulder guards. Got gauntlets here, golden colored gauntlets. There's just really a lot to like about this. And once again, kind of Wonder Woman inspired outfit. A lot of skin showing. Nice purple boot and then a big heavy duty gold boot. She's ready to fight. Got kind of wings on the side. Got a little bit of a loincloth like she walked out of Eternia. And then, of course, she has face paint, and I'm going to call it face paint. That's what it is. She's got her war paint on. She is Angela. She does have a knife here in her holster on her leg. That is not removable, as you guys know. She's got her big staff, and that is always, it fit in there pretty good. I was going to say, it's always difficult to get in there on the little one, I remembered. But it fits fine on this one. So not too shabby. Not too shabby of a figure. If you love old school Spawn, I'm sure you got a soft spot for these like I do as well. Really makes me want to get that Violator, Medieval Spawn, regular Spawn, and have these guys all set up on a shelf, and I'll throw Commando Spawn in there. Pretty close size-wise. Angela was always really tall. I think she was supposed to be like 6'3", 6'4". Wasn't Spawn like 6'2", 6'3"? So it's close, but not totally in scale. These really don't go together, and they're obviously 17, 18 years apart from each other. Actually, more than that. 25 years. 25 years ago this came out, if you could believe it. Maybe 26 by this point. So this is definitely old school. This is brand new school. But preferably between the two, if I had to choose which one, I could only keep one. I'm keeping this one all day long. It's cooler as a big figure, where this just feels like a statue. Just feels kind of like a little bit of an afterthought. I wonder if we'll get this shrunk down in the Mortal Kombat line. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I wouldn't be shocked at that either. But I'm putting this one at top of the hilt all day long. I like this Angela one. But what say you? Did you pick these up back in the day? Did you have Angela? Did you have Spawn, Violator, Medieval Spawn? Any of the big Spawn figures from the 90s, 96? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, while you're here, thumbs up the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We got videos every single day, as you guys know, and including a lot of throwback stuff every once in a blue moon. I like to pepper those in, as they're really fun to take a trip back in time. Make sure you follow me on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for Spawn, and Angela, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.